Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 56 of Limitless Studios TV. As always, check out our forum, limitless-studios.com. Click on the forum link. We've got a new topic up there that we put up there, live sound.
Yeah, we had a couple requests for that.
Yep, so anything, you know, PA systems, mixers, all that kind of stuff, mics for live use. So there is now a live sound section for all you people who requested it. And keep on checking out the website. We're going to have reviews, written reviews of the products that we have in from studio projects, and then also a bunch of other stuff that we're going to be reviewing soon in written form. So you can go back to it easily if you don't want to search through all our videos. So speaking of reviews, what do we have this week?
We've got one for you this week. We've got a review of the Joe Meek FloorQ compressor pedal that was sent to us by PMI Audio. So we're going to give you basic pros and cons, things that we liked about the pedal and things we didn't like. First off, I'll go ahead and say that it's a pretty nice pedal actually. Really very happy with it. Too bad we don't get to keep it. But one of the first things on our pros list is the power supply. Like we said in the unboxing video, it'll use any power supply from what was it, 9 volts to 18 volts? Yep. So you can use any kind of power supply, AC or DC, from 9 to 18 volts, and it actually comes with a 12 volt AC.
If you don't trust the directions, it still comes with its own power supply. But
but we've actually used just a random guitar pedal.
It'll work with anything that you're running on your pedal board. Yeah, it's going to work with it. So.
And then talking a little bit about the compression. The compression is very, it can go from anything from real subtle, just cutting the peaks, like on a bass guitar or something, and it goes all the way up to massive pumping and breathing extreme settings. So, so you got a lot of versatility with this pedal. One
of the huge, pros is that a lot of times with compressors, when you add them in your chain, it's going to color the sound, and this pedal is extremely transparent. If you use subtle to moderate settings, the compressor is it works extremely well and it's extremely transparent. You don't hardly hear any coloring in your tone, which is, well, really good. The input knob works whether or not the pedal is on. And we'll get into that. We're gonna, at the end of the video, we're gonna talk about how we use this for reamping. Yeah,
and we have a little clip there, a couple of clips showing the comparisons between that. We'll talk more in detail about that a little later. But you can also use that input knob as a pickup booster as well. So if you have a low output, like passive pickups or something, you can boost your output with the input level knob and get a little bit more gain, almost.
And if
like
you want to bypass the pedal with it plugged in, just turn the input knob all the way down. And then you won't have it'll just be a transparent straight through the pedal. Bypass anything on the pedal.
And another thing we really liked about the pedal here is you've got like 6 knobs on here or something, and most compressor pedals, they only have like 1 or 2 knobs. They have like an overall compression, just a ratio, and then it has the attack and release already set for you. So this pedal actually has attack, release, threshold, ratio, all that, so you can change to get really whatever kind of sound you're looking for. I guess we'll tell you about which knob is what. The slope knob here, which is this little middle knob, see in the high-res pictures, that's the ratio. And then the compressed knob was, what was the compressed knob? The threshold.
Compressed knob's your threshold.
And that threshold is from a -6 dBs to +20 dBs, so you got a lot of threshold there. And the ratio goes from 1:1 to 10:1. Yeah,
which is quite a bit of compression.
Yeah, they actually said in the instructions, if you turn up the compressor knob all the way up, this pedal will actually work as a limiter, so that's pretty cool. And then you have your general attack and release. Attack is
how fast that it cuts the peak off. So if you have a slower attack, you're going to get the first part of the peak, but if you have an extremely fast attack, it's going to cut that peak even before it peaks. And then your release is obviously how long it takes to get back to normal level. And that release will go from 0.1 seconds all the way to 3 seconds. for an extremely long release time.
And the attack time is 1 millisecond to 100 milliseconds. So you've got like a full compressor here on the floor.
Yep. And they turned one of the rack unit compressors basically into a pedal.
Yeah.
So it's even got the input knob is a Class A guitar preamp. So it's extremely versatile. Also, I guess we should say something about the construction. It's built like a tank.
Yeah.
24 karat gold connectors, so you're getting maximum connectivity on both sides of the pedal.
Yep.
On the back of it, it's got a really good rubber pad, so
It's pretty much not going to slip on anything.
Yep.
So it'd be great for the stage.
And I guess you can go ahead and turn on the LED. It's got an extremely bright blue LED on it, as you can. You can definitely see in there.
Hopefully you can see that pretty good.
And some people might. I actually really like bright LEDs. I think they're awesome, and especially for like live use. You can really tell whether or not your pedal is on or not. But some people, like more subtle LEDs. But this is not a subtle LED. It's extremely bright.
Yes.
As you can see there, I guess we can kind of go into our cons. It's plugged in because this pedal doesn't allow you to put a battery in.
Yeah, which is kind of bad for recording uses because when you introduce electricity, you get ground loops and things like that. So you ideally want to use batteries for your recording uses. So that's kind of a negative that you don't have a battery slot or any kind of connector or something. There's probably some kind of adapter that you could get to run a battery into it, but
I mean, if you have everything that in your studio plugged into
if you have everything
a single power strip, then
you're not gonna. It's not gonna be that big.
We haven't run into that problem.
Yeah, we didn't really get any ground loops at all. So,
and then it's also a little bit pricey.
Yeah.
But then we actually thought this beforehand, but now it's actually pretty much worth the price, especially when we're going to get into the reamping stuff. It
helps a lot.
Extremely important. It's around what, $250?
I think it's $250.
$250.
US.
And it sounds like a lot for a compressor, but this thing is incredible for what it does. Because when we got it, it was a compressor. It was like, okay, it's a compressor. But then we started using it, and we found more uses for it than just a compressor.
Yeah, and all the features that you get. So if I was going to buy a compressor pedal, I'd probably definitely buy this one. Because of all the features and just the versatility of it. We also use this as an effects send on our mixer for our live stream.
Yep.
And it worked very well for that application as well.
You set a slower release time, and you get a broadcast style
nice broadcast
compression, which is really nice. So it's great for if you do any live stuff, like live streaming online or something like that. That's great for So I guess we should get into some sound samples with bass.
Yeah, we have a little bass clip here. There's a comparison between compression and the compression off,
we'll run
compression's off and compression on.
Yeah, we'll run the first clip as a compressing off.
Yeah.
And then the second clip will be the compressor turned on. So let's go ahead and take a listen to those two clips. All right, so as you heard there is a pretty dramatic difference when you use it on bass. And that's, on guitar, it's not really necessary, but on bass, you really want a nice compression, especially for recording. And it brings down, when you hit a bass hard, you're in massive peaks.
Yeah.
Especially if you're using a pick.
Bass is a very dynamic instrument.
And so, especially if you look at like the wave in software, you can see that this compressor smooths it out to an extremely good level. It brings down the peaks and it raises the valleys, which is the basic use of a compressor. But this is, as we said earlier, extremely transparent. And we use it on guitar as well, and it works fine. I mean, it goes anywhere from subtle
too pumping.
Pumping, yeah. So you know, if you want to use it on like blues guitar or something like that for
clean stuff.
Clean stuff, yeah. Don't use it on distorted guitar.
Yeah.
Light distorted guitar, you can get away with it, but when you add compression on top of distortion, you're going to bring up all of your noise when you're not playing. So it's just going to be solid noise.
Probably be good for lead stuff, but
yeah,
not for like rhythm.
I'd recommend just if you're doing a lead stuff and you need more gain, just use more gain.
Yeah,
rather than adding an actual compressor pedal, because you're going to get gobs and gobs of noise.
Mm-hmm. And then, like we said earlier, we use this for reamping. The outputs of my Fast Track Ultra, they don't have the level needed to get a nice live sounding reamp. So what we did was we ran the output of the interface into the reamp box, and then the output of the reamp box, which is supposed to go to your guitar amp, we ran that into the input of the FloorQ pedal, and then I ran that output of the FloorQ pedal back into my interface, and I ran a DI track through all the way through the loop, and I set the input knob to where the DI tracks are the same level, and then all I did was unplug that, unplug the loop from my from the FloorQ, and then I plugged it into the Ibanez Tube Screamer, which is plugged into my amp, and you get these clips that we have here. A very nice live sounding track. You probably can't even tell the difference between the live take and the reamp with
probably not.
the FloorQ. But just for a comparison, we have a reamp track without the FloorQ, so just straight out of the Fast Track Ultra, and then we have a clip with the FloorQ boosted, and then we have a live track as well. So you'll be able to hear the differences for yourself.
All right, so overall, we're really happy with the FloorQ. I was a little skeptical at a compressor pedal at first, because it was just a compression pedal.
Yeah, we don't really.
But adding all the controls, the durability, and the reamping thing is huge, especially for the stuff we're doing, and it's extremely useful for recording. We found more use using it on the stream and for the reamping stuff and for bass more than anything.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the guitar, obviously you can use as a normal compressor for a guitar, but it's so versatile, you can use it across loads of different applications.
Yep. So if we were going to get a compressor pedal, this would definitely be the one that we'd get.
I was extremely surprised at how much stuff you can do with it.
Yeah, I know. And I actually wish we got to keep it, but sadly it has to be sent back.
There will be a written review soon up on the website for you all to check out.
Yep, and we're going to have high-res pictures on there.
Yes. So thanks for watching, and next week we'll have a review on the Studio Projects B1 microphone, so stay tuned for that. And keep on checking back on our forum, and we will see you next time on another Limitless Studios episode.